Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant is in the middle of another controversy. Morant was spotted holding a gun in his hand during a recent Instagram Live session. He was suspended by the NBA for 8 games without pay for a similar incident in March. A report by The Athletic in January claimed that Morant aggressively confronted a member of the Indiana Pacers staff in the parking lot before someone trained a laser at the Pacers bus from a slow-moving SUV in which Morant and his entourage were present. The issue started with Morant's friend Devontae Pack getting ejected from the game for engaging in back and forth with the Pacers players. A month later, Morant was seen flashing a gun on his Instagram Live in a Denver strip club. Ja Morant faced backlash online back then, and just when things had started to improve for him, he once again managed to let himself down. Fans let him hear it online after he was spotted with a gun during an Instagram Live on May 13th. Analyst Shannon Sharp wasn't upset or surprised by Ja Morant's second incident brandishing the apparent weapon in an Instagram Live video that went viral last week. After Morant's first gun incident in March, Sharp declared that it was going to be actions that changed the tenor on the star Grizzlies point guard. So, when Sharp spoke on his morning debate show, Undisputed, he focused his attention to the fans and the people around Morant.
I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm disappointed, I'm disgusted by the people that defended him. Because that's what got us here.
Sharp went on to describe how people attacked him for critical comments on Morant in March. Other media pundits, including Stephen A. Smith, were skeptical about how quickly Morant returned to the Grizzlies after the team announced he was taking time away on March 4th. Morant missed 8 games due to an NBA suspension, but 6 of those games were before the NBA's announcement. Morant's last suspension had an indirect impact on his chances of making an All-NBA team. Since he didn't qualify, Morant missed out on a chance to make more than $39 million in additional money on his 5-year contract extension he recently signed. Now, Sharp thinks that $39 million isn't the only money Morant is likely to lose, and he's blaming people whom he feels enabled Morant.
What about to the Memphis Grizzlies? What about to the NBA? What about the Nike? What about the Powerade? Now, I want to know who's going to be the treasurer of that GoFundMe. Because he's about to lose that NBA contract. All the people that said, let Ja be Ja, are y'all going to be the treasurer of that GoFundMe account? Yeah. Because he just lost $39 million because he wasn't on one of the 3 All-NBA teams. He's about to lose another $20, $30 million of these endorsement deals.
While Morant's discipline has been made public, the court of public opinion has plenty more to say about Morant's seeming infatuation with firearms. Several of sports' biggest commentators, like Stephen A. Smith, use their platforms to both admonish Morant and offer solid, fatherly advice to him in the process, likely in hopes to break through.
Ja Morant has been associated with guns more than he's been associated with winning. Think about that for a second. Because you got Nike in the signature shoe, and suddenly Kyrie Irving ain't that big of a problem when you look at, because Kyrie ain't harm anybody. Kyrie ain't put himself in some kind of situation where it was considered an endangerment to other human beings. Kyrie didn't do that, okay? The point is, it's nothing compared to what we're talking about with Ja Morant as it pertains to the company he keeps, the kind of stuff he's got on his person, along with just an attitude that says, you know what, I'll say what people want to hear, I'll convince them to believe it, but at the end of the day, what am I really, really doing?
Michael Wilbon also weighed in on the situation.
The question is he going to do the work that is required of himself to get out of this and for this not to be the end? Because what's going to happen now? Nike going to pull that shoe? Is Powerade going to pull that drink? I know in my house, I told Matthew, you can't have the shoe. I'm not buying that shoe. You're not buying that shoe. Our money as a family is not going towards that. And by the way, I am fascinated with Ja Morant. Ja Morant, he's so smart. We talk about intelligence. You listen to Ja Morant post-game, I mean, the engagement level and the intellect are unmistakable. But yet, this whole fake gangster theme that I thought we were past as a culture some years ago, I guess he's not past it, he and his. And it's just, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad.
When Kendrick Perkins learned that there was yet another video of Ja waving a gun around, he wasn't entirely surprised. In fact, Perkins made it clear he always suspected that Morant didn't learn from the last time it happened earlier in the NBA season.
A wise man told me the stripes on a zebra never change. And I don't know why is this a surprise to any of us. Stephen A., after the first incident, you didn't believe that he was over it or seeked help in that short period of time and got back to a right space.
After the first incident, Perkins said he watched Morant closely to see if he truly came out of counseling a changed, more mature man. He didn't like what he saw.
He still got the gold grill in his mouth. I said, he ain't learned yet. Because if you did, you're not even putting that in your mouth no more, because the gold grill is nothing but the culture that really you don't even want to be attracted, to be honest with you. I come from the gold grill, from Texas. I know what it's about. And who are you doing it for? So at the end of the day, when this happened, I was sitting there saying, he's just a dummy.
Kwame Brown, former NBA player and perhaps the most famous draft bust of all time, also thinks Ja is just plain dumb.
I've heard of NBA young boy, but you NBA dumb boy. You got to be the dumbest in the league. You got $231 million promised to you, and you want to be a thug? Yeah, it's okay for you to have a gun. You have you have a right. You have a Second Amendment right to have a gun. But what the do you keep pulling it out menacing for? What is up with all this music you keep listening to? Is this music putting you in a trance, dumb boy? Because this music is about to cost you your career.
D'Angelo Russell, who's in a much better place now that he's with the Lakers again, dished out some advice to the troubled young star. Russell posted a tweet with advice, which many claim is for Morant, after he faces more suspensions for another gun incident. If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. Russell is basically saying that if you can't get people around you to change their bad behavior, then you need to move on from them or block them out of your life. Chandler Parsons, who previously played for the Grizzlies from 2016 to 2019, is advocating for the NBA to suspend Morant for the entirety of the upcoming 2023-24 season. This call for severe action comes in the wake of Morant's initial suspension of 8 games, following a previous gun-related incident that occurred in March. Expressing his stance on the issue, Parsons commented a post by Bleacher Report on Instagram stating, "Suspend him all of next season." It is evident that Parsons believes such disciplinary measures are necessary to send a strong message and address the concerning behavior exhibited by Morant. The NBA has been strict over the years with respect to punishing misconduct. Ja Morant would have known this better than anyone after the investigations he underwent this past season. Another investigation and suspension loom large for the Memphis Grizzlies superstar. The incident could lead to a much lengthier suspension for Morant. Last time he was suspended for 8 games by the NBA without pay, and with this being a similar offense, the league is expected to take a stricter action. The Grizzlies organization could also take action of their own. Ja Morant is the face of the franchise and one of the most popular NBA players today. His actions impact the NBA and the Grizzlies' image. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing NBA content. Thanks for watching.